I have instructed my AI to read this word for words. Nothing is to be altered, written by Bella Bird at 14 hours 56 minutes on Friday the 1st of May 2026. Bella speaks, entitled A Modicum of Evidence. It is a slow, progressive thing, building up to the final finale. There's a modicum of evidence that there is something in the planning. Something that we witnessed back in 2001. You can see it if you read in between the lines, but something is about to happen. You may call it hysteria, you may call it presumption, you may call it obvious of what is about to come from a modicum of small attacks scattered around. Unnoticeable until you count them up, and then it begins to make sense. It's a bit too early to be accusatory, but you can see the wheels in motion whilst wars are being committed in the Middle East and with tensions on the Western Front. Tensions building up with our societies, within our cities, and our governments are betraying their people by allowing in unregulated, unsupervised individuals into our country with no awareness of their history. For me, it's just plainly obvious to see with the numbers that are allowed to wander our streets. This is not racism, this is basic common sensibility. What is about to happen is too plain to see. In 2001, the CIA gave these to the terrorists that brought down the World Trade Center. So many things were missed, so many obvious mistakes, but once you count them all up, the official story does not make sense. As they said, conspiracy theorists will have their say. Many of them will be wrong, but many of them are correct. We are allowed to question everything around us as we live in a democracy, apparently. We cannot just blindly trust the authority that is placed before us when things are plainly going wrong in our country. I'm just trying to point things out, and I'm making no accusation, but within paranoia comes distrust, division, and violence, and that is not where we should be going. With violence comes hate, comes war, comes death, and it just feels so appropriate that attacks are happening all around, and yet we cannot even see it. I'm not just trying to start up trouble, I'm not trying to start up mistrust, but the truth does not come out in the press. It comes from the commoner that sees it when he leaves his house. It comes from the people that have to live with it every day, and Jets cannot speak of it due to the politically correct climate. For we would be accused of being racist, of being discriminatory, when this is not our true intent. But it is obvious, and it is plain to see that our country people are being let down. Whilst unregistered, unsupervised strangers are being hooked up in hotels, our country people are being discarded on the streets. We have an influx of genuine people fleeing countries from abroad with an urgent needs for some help. They're not the ones that I am referring to when I referred to these newcomers. Those were families in genuine needs of rescue. That is not a problem, but when it comes to single young man in their thousands with no legitimate reason apart from making money, and yet we're too scared to say anything just in case we would seem racist, it has nothing about the color of your skin. It is about your true intention.